So welcome everybody. In today's session, we are joined by the lovely Nicola of This Mum Loves Tech, and she will introduce herself as she goes through. But really excited for this session, and I shall hand you over.
Oh, well, thank you, Cheryl, for inviting me today to share my 3 essential tech tools for your online business. Hopefully by the end of the day, you'll understand these tools a little bit better, and they will not only help you grow your business, but they're also going to save you time and reduce stress so you can focus on what it is you love most. So what am I actually going to be talking about today? Well, let's face it, as online business owners, we can't escape tech. Whether it's communicating with clients, creating content, or managing our day-to-day operations, tech is something we're going to probably be using every single day. But with so many options out there, it can feel overwhelming to figure out which tools are actually worth your time. So today I'm going to highlight 3 tools that I use in my business pretty much every day. These tools are simple, affordable, and designed to save you time while helping you grow your business. And as you can see on the screen, I've already kind of spoiled the surprise a little bit, but they're going to be Google Workspace for professional email address and seamless collaboration. MailerLite for your email marketing and building connections with your audience, and Canva for creating stunning on-brand visuals with ease. So you're probably all familiar with these tools, but hopefully by the end of the day, you're going to learn some things about them that you may not already know. Before we get stuck into the tech tools, let me introduce myself. I am Nicola Walsh, the founder of This Mum Loves Tech, and I love tech so you don't have to. It is my mission to make tech simple for busy female business owners and help you set up affordable systems that reduce overwhelm, save time, and give you more space to spend with your family or grow your business. I specialize in platforms like MailerLite, Google Workspace, Canva, and WordPress websites. But I do love a tech challenge, so I'm happy to troubleshoot other tools and platforms. But I always let you know up front if it's something I'm not familiar with. And if not, I've got a great community of fellow tech lovers that I can also refer you on to. I'm also a mum to 2 cheeky boys, so I completely understand what it's like to run a business around family life. It can often feel like there's never enough time in the day, which is why I'm always on the lookout for tech tools that can help me automate and speed things up. These tools mean I can spend more time with my boys while my business keeps running in the background, adding people to my email list, making sales, and booking calls. And now I've got systems set up that allow my business to work 24/7, even when I'm not. And I want to share that knowledge with others. I have got a weekly podcast, funnily enough, called This Mum Loves Tech, which you can find on your favourite podcast platforms or watch on YouTube, and a free Facebook community where I share all of my tech tips. Right, so that's enough about me. Let's get back to the tech and what I'm going to be covering today. First, we'll take a closer look at each of the tools with a short introduction to what they do. Then I'm briefly going to explain why I chose them for my business, and then we get to the fun bit, and I've got 5 of my top tips that are going to help you get the most out of each of these tools. So let's get started with Google Workspace. What is Google Workspace? It is a suite of cloud-based tools from Google. It includes things like Gmail for your emails, Google Calendar to organize your life if you're anything like me, Google Drive for storage, Google Docs, Sheets, Slides, and Forms to organize your content, and Google Meet to host virtual meetings. Why would you use Google Workspace? It's because all of these apps seamlessly integrate together, and they're accessible from anywhere, which means you can keep your business running wherever you are. So to access the apps, once you set up your Google account, there'll be 3 little dots next to your picture or your initial if you haven't added a picture to your account, and that will show you all of the apps that are available. Free vs paid Google Workspace. Now, a free account for personal use is one that ends in @gmail.com. And a paid account for your business will end in @yourbusinessname.com. It'll be whatever your domain name is that you've bought. Essentially, the apps are the same, whatever account type you have. The only difference is what email address you use to access them. So with a free Google Workspace account, you get access to all of those powerful Google apps I've talked about, but your email address will end in @gmail.com. This is great for personal use, but as a business owner, it looks more professional to have an email address that uses your business name. And also a professional email address using your domain name is essential if you want to use an email marketing platform such as MailerLite, which I'll be getting to more in a little bit. So the paid Google Workspace account, you're basically paying to connect your domain name to Google. So you'll still be able to use a Gmail inbox, but your email address will have your custom domain name. So it'll be like your name @yourbusinessname.com. This not only looks more professional, but gives you access to all of those Google apps using the same business email address, which means you can keep all of your business documents and all your communications in one place under one single business account. If you're considering upgrading to a paid Google Workspace account, it doesn't cost a lot either. It's about £5.90 a month if you kind of lock in for 1 year, or £7 so you can cancel anytime. And really the key I wanted to get across is the apps are exactly the same. Like, you would use them in exactly the same way. The only difference is the email address that you use to access them. So I chose Google Workspace for my professional email address because it was the inbox I was already familiar with, having used a personal Gmail account before. It's great to seamlessly integrate between all those different apps using that one business account, so I haven't got to remember loads of different passwords. And because it's cloud-based, it means I can access it from anywhere. So if I'm on my phone, or if I'm on my laptop, I've also got a computer, so I've got 3 different devices just at my home. But if I'm out and I need to like access something like my emails or my documents, I can just log into anybody's device and get access to my accounts if I need to. But just a bit of a safety tip when it comes to this: if you are going to be accessing your Google account from multiple places and use multiple features, please do make sure you have got 2-factor verification turned on to protect your account. And if you're using it on someone else's device, please make sure you fully log out once you finish using it. And I also just want to say at this point, at some point, you're going to need a Google account anyway to access other Google-owned features like Google Analytics and Google Search Console if you've got a website, if you want to set up a Google My Business listing so you can get Google reviews. And even if you want to use YouTube, it's owned by Google, so you're going to need to have a Google account. And having it all under one account means you don't have to have lots of different logins that you need to remember every time you want to use these different Google features, or which Google account is it connected to. You can keep it all under one business account that is related to your domain name. So let's get on to those tips. Here are my 5 Google Workspace tips that work across the different Google Workspace apps, and these work regardless of whether you're using a personal Google Workspace account or that domain one. The first tip is to help you organize your Gmail inbox. Inside Gmail, you can set up filters to keep your emails under control, and filters can automatically sort incoming emails, apply labels, and add them to specific folders. So you can actually skip your inbox and have emails automatically go into different folders. So that helps you stay organized and focused on what's important. So if you signed up to people's newsletters, but you don't want it blocking your inbox, you can have it filter to folders that you can then go back and read at a dedicated time in your week or whenever you plan to do that, and keep your inbox clean for just client emails. Tip 2, this is for your Google Calendar, and it's all about setting reminders and notifications. You can set up reminders for important events and make them repeat daily, weekly, or yearly. Can't get my words out there. And this is perfect for birthdays, anniversaries, regular client meetings that you have. And you can also share these events with others via their email address. I personally could not live without my Google Calendar. It has my whole life in it. I have it color coded, so at a glance I can see what I've got on for work, family, or personal each day. My third tip is Google Drive for desktop. So I use Google Drive to store all the important documents for my business and get them off of my computer and laptop and things so that I can access them from anywhere. Because obviously if they're sat on my desktop or my computer and I want to then access them on my laptop, I wouldn't be able to do that. By having them on Google Drive, I can access them anywhere. But sometimes if you're using another tool or program, instead of downloading them to my computer to then upload them to that program, you can download something called Google Drive for Desktop, and that allows your desktop to show up as one of the options when it says upload from desktop, if that tool doesn't have an inbuilt integration with Google Drive already. And it just means that you don't have to do it, breaks down those steps of having to download and upload once you've got Google Drive for Desktop enabled. My fourth tip is about sharing your documents. You can share Google Docs and Sheets and edit them in real time with your clients, or if you've got a VA, or if you're working with a coach. And I love this feature because it allows multiple people to work on the same document at the same time. You can add your comments, you can assign them to other people via their email address. And this is just so helpful if you're working on a project together or you're wanting to get feedback on something. I use this a lot of time with my website clients. Like, they can write in the content that they want for their websites. I can come back with notes on whether it's going to, like, that particular wording's too long or whatever. And it means that it's all in one place and you don't have to keep going back over loads of emails to find out what you're all talking about. It's all on one central document. And then my final Google Workspace tip is, if we're using Google Forms, you can connect it to Google Sheets so that all your responses get automatically put into a spreadsheet. Then every time someone completes your form, they get added to that spreadsheet. It just makes it a lot easier to kind of analyze your data, and you can then use all the spreadsheet features like filtering and all that kind of stuff to see what people have answered on your form. And that is something you have to turn on. It doesn't do that automatically. So that's my Google Workspace tips, and hopefully you found them helpful and it's given you some ideas of all the things you can do with a Google Workspace account. Let's move on to my next tech tool, and that is MailerLite. So what is MailerLite? It is an email marketing platform that helps you grow and engage your audience through automated emails, newsletters, and landing pages. Why use it? Well, we don't own our social media, so if our accounts get hacked, the platform suddenly goes down for whatever reason, or it disappears altogether. I mean, remember MySpace, anyone? Do you have a way of contacting your followers and continuing to make sales? With email marketing, we own our list, and as long as people opt in to hear from us, which is needed from a GDPR point of view, then we can contact them whenever we want. And this helps us as well communicate one-to-many rather than one-to-one. If you find yourself sending the same email to multiple people, like when they start working with you, then this is definitely something you could do automated through email marketing rather than having to do it through your inbox. But email marketing doesn't take away that personality. If you take people's names when they sign up, you can still address it personally to them, but using the features within that email marketing platform. And it just means that you can send personalized messages to many people at once, which saves you time and effort. And then you can take this further and you can automate and nurture your subscribers with sequences of emails that get triggered when they sign up for something like a lead magnet or a freebie that you're offering. And it will take them through a series of emails, again, all automatically, so they can find out more about you and your services without you having to do anything apart from that initial setup. So why did I choose MailerLite? When I first started email marketing, I didn't have a big budget, so I needed something that was free, and MailerLite is free for your first 1,000 subscribers. And what I really love about MailerLite's free plan is it includes everything you need. You can create multiple sign-up forms, you can have multiple subscriber groups, you can have multi-step automations, which a lot of the other platforms will need you to pay to be able to do. And you can even design a free landing page on there as well, so you can really test out what's working for you in your business without that monthly expense. I've launched a membership and an online course all while on the free plan, because it is just brilliant what you can do with it, and it's user friendly. I have taught people who confess to be complete tech dinosaurs how to use MailerLite and start emailing their list. So it really is a great tool to have in your toolkit. So here are my 5 tips when it comes to using MailerLite. The first one is authenticating your domain. Now, this one's a bit cheeky because it's not really a tip. It's more of an essential step to get started with email marketing. Since Google and Yahoo updated their spam rules in February of last year, you can no longer send emails from a personal email address. So it's a good thing. We've already discussed the benefits of setting up a professional email address in Google Workspace. To start email marketing now, you need to add some records to your domain. They're specifically called SPF, DKIM and DMARC, but I don't want to go too techie on you. You just need to know that you basically need a professional email address using your domain name, and then you need to authenticate it. Thankfully, you'll be pleased to know that this is a one-time setup. So once it's done, and then you can get started on your email marketing journey. But it's authenticating your domain that will ensure that your emails arrive in your subscribers' inboxes and not in the spam folder, or not at all. Number 2, so this is an area I often find that's overlooked within MailerLite, and there is default settings. They're under the account settings section. And this is where you can set up things like your brand colors, your fonts, add your logo, add your social media links, what you want your footer to say. And basically you can set it all up in this default area. And then every time you make a new email campaign or design a landing page or something like that, it will automatically style it to your brand colors and brand fonts. You won't then need to manually adjust these every time you create something new. The only thing at the moment that this doesn't work for are the sign up forms, but I have got another tip coming up for that will help solve that one. So my third tip is keeping names across your files the same. So the way that a kind of a funnel works and an email system works is someone has to sign up to your email list via a form. That form will then put them into a subscriber group. And normally you'd have then some kind of automated email that goes off because they've then signed up to something. It makes it a lot easier if all of those parts of that kind of moving puzzle have the same name. Because when you start to have multiple forms, multiple subscriber groups and automations, it can get confusing how each of them link together. Whereas if you keep the names the same, it's much easier to stay organized and keep on top of what is connected to what. My third tip is copying to drafts to keep the formatting. So I told you I had a workaround for forms and that the fact that they don't use your default settings and all of your stylings. So once you've customized your first form, you can then create a copy of it and reuse it, so you don't need to start from scratch each time. I'm a big believer in once you do something once, you never should have to do it from scratch again. There's always ways of duplicating and copying things so that you only ever have to start from scratch once. Just please remember to update the details of the form, and most importantly the subscriber group that form is connected to once you duplicate it, because otherwise it will keep the group of the previous form. Another reason to use the copy to drafts feature is because in the free version of MailerLite, you can't create a template for your newsletters or your email campaigns. But again, there is a workaround, is you can have if there's a particular style that you want of your newsletters or your campaigns, you can keep one that's always in your draft folder, and then you just copy it each time you want to do a new one. And that will keep the design and the formatting consistent. There are a lot of ways of copying emails and sections of emails in MailerLite, which I don't have time to go through today. But basically, just want to stress, once you've created something once, you should never need to start from scratch again, unless you want to, of course, if you're going for a rebrand or something. And then my final step is when you start looking at automations, automations are when a series of emails that get sent automatically when someone signs up for something. And they're based on a trigger, typically when someone joins your email list for the first time by signing up for a lead magnet. And in MailerLite, when you set up an automation, it needs that trigger. And there are a few different options: when a subscriber completes a form, or when a subscriber joins a group, when they click a link, all that kind of thing. My recommendation is always to use when a subscriber joins a group. And that is because you can then have multiple forms, landing pages, and things that are all connected to the same subscriber group that will trigger that one automation. So for example, every month in my This Mum Loves Tech community, I run a free monthly masterclass, and I have a sign up form for that masterclass that is on the main page. But I also have a sign up form that is on the side of all of my blog posts. So there's two separate forms, but because they are connected to the same subscriber group, they only trigger the one automation. So I don't have to create multiple series of those emails. I can just set it up once, and then it doesn't matter where people come into my world, it just triggers that one automation. And it means that if I then need to make a change to that automation, like say each month the content of the masterclass changes, all I then have to do is go into the automation and change that one email, and it doesn't matter again what forms are connected to it. It will just automatically update and with the new information the next time someone signs up. So I hope those mailer light tips were helpful. I know I go very fast, so apologies if it's going over your head, but you have got the recording, so you can pause me, slow me down, and go back over them again. But I want to make sure I get through all of my tips because I've got a lot of ones for Canva. So I'm sure you've all used Canva. I would say it's one of the most used tools in my online toolbox because I use it for both personal and business projects. If you don't know what Canva is, it is an online graphic design tool that allows you to create stunning visuals for your business without any design experience. Now, I do just want to flag here, my background is in graphic design, so I am familiar with the Adobe products like Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, etc. But I have to be honest, since discovering Canva, apart from doing maybe a professional logo in Illustrator or a really detailed cutout in Photoshop, I use Canva for everything else. It is an absolutely brilliant tool. So why would you use it for your business? Social media graphics. There are hundreds of templates for all the different platforms ready for you to customize and post. So if you're not design minded and you want something that looks good, you can just use one of the templates in Canva, change them to your brand font and colors, and then you're good to go. Marketing material, if you're doing any kind of exhibitions or networking or anything like that, you can design brochures, flyers, posters, business cards, anything really that you want to like hand out to promote your business. I recently exhibited at a local event in Essex called Your Business Showcase, and all of my marketing material, from my roller banner to the pop-up board that was on my table, the flyers, I had some stickers made up that I put on Haribo bags. Everything was made in Canva, and you can do QR codes. So I had QR codes that linked people to competitions and come to my website and all that kind of stuff. And it was all done in Canva. It really is brilliant. Presentations. You can create slides and record presentations from for your clients or for other memberships. So guess where this presentation is coming to today? It is directly from Canva. And I'll let you into a little secret. You can write notes for your presentation as well, and you can then share it. So you're just seeing the screen that has the presentation on, whereas I'm seeing a screen that has all of my notes on. So I don't have to worry about remembering what I'm saying to you all because it's all here right in front of me, but you guys can't see it. Websites, blog and email marketing graphics. You can create custom headers, banners and infographics for any area of your business. And as I said before, if you're not a fan of design, or if design is something you find takes up a lot of your time, there are templates for all of these in Canva, which you can then adapt with your brand fonts, colors and add your own photos. Now, I just want to talk a little bit about the free V's Pro version of Canva. The great thing is you can get started with Canva for free, and you have ability to create all of that marketing material that I just mentioned on the previous slide, your social media, your leaflets, your website images, etc. However, there are of course limitations to the free plan and the templates that are available on that free plan. Canva Pro costs, I think it's still about £100 for the year. You can pay monthly, but it does cost more. And what Pro does is it gives you access to everything. What I love about Canva is that there's just the free one and the Pro one. There's no in between. So you either get what's on the free plan or you get everything. And that means that with the pro version, you get access to all of their images, all of their templates. They've got an extensive library of everything. And I do think Canva Pro is really worth the investment. You can get a free trial for 14 days to try it out. And I'm going to show you my top 5 Canva Pro features in a minute, but I have got some free ones for you first, so that if you're not on the Pro one yet, you're not going to miss out on these tips. So the first one is turning on rulers and guides. This one is super simple but effective. If you go under File and then Settings, there is a rulers and guides that you can then turn on. And this can help you with positioning, adding borders to things. Because one of the keys to good design is things that line up and that are positioned nicely within the space. So, for example, Instagram have obviously recently changed their post sizing from square to portrait. But actually, really annoyingly, the portrait, if you set it at the size that they will accept, which is 1350 by 1080, I think, the width of it is actually slightly narrower. So if you put your art, your text or your images or whatever right to the edge of that space, they're going to get cut off. So what you can do is use your rulers and guides to put in guidelines that are a little bit in, and then you know that this, like, that area is the safe area, that you don't want to get your text to go over that. To add a guide, you just simply drag your mouse from the ruler that's at the top or the left hand side. I do find this is best to do on the desktop rather than the mobile. I mean, in general, I tend to use the desktop version of Canva, and then I just use the mobile version, which I'll get to in it as a tip in a minute. Organizing your files into folders. Once you get into Canva, you can end up with a lot of files very quickly, and sometimes it's difficult for you to find them. You can organize your files and put them into folders, so that means they're easy to find if you want to use them again. If you go to one of your files and click in the 3 dots in the right hand corner, then you'll be able to add them to a folder. Just to flag though, if you're then wanting to try and find them over on the left hand side of Canva, they're actually in a section called projects. Just to make it more complicated, you need to go to projects to then find your folders. But that is a great way of then bypassing that busy home page and just going straight to the folder that you know the file you want is in. Tip number 3 is finding elements in your brand colors. Now, I have got a full Canva workshop in my This Mum Loves Tech membership where I go through creating a complete brand kit from your business and choosing your 5 to 7 brand colors that you'll then use across all of your social media, website and things like that. But let's imagine you've already got those brand colors and you know what they are, and you've got the hex code for them. So the hex code is a series of like 6 letters and numbers that make up every color online. And once you know that number, you can do a lot with it. If you have ever been into Canva and searched for elements, you may have seen this little kind of line and circle symbol. If you click on there, you'll get up a series of circles, and the first one is a rainbow. If you click on that rainbow, you'll then be able to add in the hex value of your brand color, and it will then show you all results that are in that color. So for example, if you use laptop and I put in my purple, it would then show me only like purple shades of laptop images, which when there is so many to use on Canva, it does speed things up when you're trying to find something for one of your posts. Number 4, I'm big on naming. So this is another naming tip again. If you are using multiple pages in your Canva document, when you download them, they'll just download as like 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever the page number is, which isn't always helpful for then going, you know, you download them and you need to then find them later. But what you can do is you can name each page individually, and it keeps that name when it downloads. So I use this a lot with my social media. I have one Canva document that has my whole social media post for that month in it, and then I name each of the files with the date that that post is for. So then if I get myself organized and I do a kind of week's worth of content, I can then download those pages, and when I go to like upload them into like Meta Business Suite or something like that, or into LinkedIn, I can see in my downloads all the different dates so that I know which post is for what. So how you do that is you need to have more than one page in the document. And then where it says page 1, there'll be a little pencil symbol. If you click on that pencil, you'll be able to write in whatever you want that file to be called. And then tip number 5 is about switching between the app. So I mentioned when I was talking about turning on rulers and guides that I mainly design in the desktop version of Canva, but I do have the app on my phone. If you logged into the same account on your phone as you are on the desktop or your laptop or whatever, then you can easily move things between the accounts. So I don't know about you, but all my images that I want to use, that like selfie photos or anything like that, are on my phone. So rather than emailing to myself or putting them on Google Drive and then downloading them on my laptop, if you have the Canva app on your phone, you can just upload that photo via the app into Canva, refresh your desktop or your laptop, and then the picture will appear in your uploads. And the same happens for the reverse. So if I am, say I've created a reel in Canva, but I want to post it into the Instagram app, I'll design it all on the desktop, because again, I prefer design on desktop. I prefer using a mouse rather than my finger to do things. I'll then go into the Canva. Once I finish designing it on my laptop, I'll then go into the Canva app on my phone. I'll then download that reel directly from Canva onto my phone, and then I can use it in Instagram. Again, it just saves a lot of time having the two and going between them like that. Okay, so they were my 3 tips, which anyone can use. And my final thing for you today is I've got some tips if you're using the Pro version of Canva. And as I said before, I really do think Pro is worth the investment. So the first one is background remover. This is a super useful tool that allows you to create cutouts. And you can use the plus and minus controls to add or take away bits from your photo. So if you've got a photo of you that's on a background, but you want to put it on just a color, you can take away that background with just a click of a button, and then you'll just have that photo of you. I use it all the time. Download your PNG files with a transparent background. Now this is only available in the Pro version, so if you've got a logo or something that you want to use, say on your website, or you've got icons that you want to put onto mainly probably a website or your email marketing or something like that, you can then download that file without a background on it. So it has a clear background and just the logo or the icon that you want to use, and you can only do that on the Pro version. Creating a brand kit. Now, I did mention that the Canva workshop in the membership, I go through creating a brand kit, which you can use if you have the free version of Canva. But the bonus of Pro is you can set it all up in Canva that has your logos, your colors, your fonts, and then they're easily accessible whenever you're creating a new document. It's just another huge time saver. Tech is there to help us. So whatever we do with it, it should be saving us time, not taking up our time. And then taking this a step further, our brand templates. This is probably one of my favorite features in Canva, is that you can turn any document into a brand template that you can then use across your different projects. I find this especially helpful for social media. So for each of the different platforms, I've got a set of templates, and then when I go to create that monthly post that I spoke about before, I just pull in what design that I want. So if you want to create a brand template and you've got the Pro version of Canva, once you've got your you need to set up the original. So say you do your first month of social media posting, you're like, yeah, I like these designs, I want to make this template. Then when you go to share, you may have to click on the see all button, but then there should be an option that says brand template, and you can then add that template to a folder. And then when you go into a new design, on the left hand side there'll be a section called brand, and then you'll be able to pull up your brand templates, and it will show you all of those all the pages that are within that file. So like, for example, with my Facebook group, I have regular weekly posts that go out, and sometimes I just change a bit of the wording on them. So I have all those templates there ready, and just pull it in, change a bit of the wording, download it, post it, and it's done. It just, again, it's another way of saving time. And then my final pro tip is the resize tool. I use this one a lot because tech likes to be really helpful, and different platforms and different things online all have different sizes. So for example, in my This Mum Loves Tech membership, really helpfully, the platform that I host the videos on for the membership and then the actual online course platform have different cover sizes, but I want the artwork to be the same. So there is a resize tool within MailerLite, and you create the original one once, you then go up to resize, put in the size that you want of the other one, and it will change the size of it for you. So you don't have to do loads of copying and pasting across. Canva will do it all for you. So they're my 3 essential tech tools: Google Workspace, MailerLite and Canva, which I do think are must-have tools for online business owners. I hope you found my tips for each tool helpful, and whether you are new to these tools or a regular user, that you've learned something new, some new tricks today that you can go away and start using. Remember, these tools are here to help you save time and streamline your operations and reduce stress in your online business. Tech should not be something that takes up more of your time. It's meant to be saving you it. So just a few ways that I can help you further. If email marketing is one of the things on your to-do list, I would love for you to grab my free guide, Email Marketing Made Easy. It takes you through the 3 steps you need to go through before you can even start emails. When I was talking about MailerLite, I spoke about the spam rules that came in February 2024, and that you can no longer use a free @Gmail or @Hotmail account. The good thing is you now know you can set up a professional Google Workspace account that still uses your Gmail inbox. But if all this is going over your head a bit and you want to take some time to go through exactly what it is you need, this guide goes into much more detail about what those 3 steps are that you need to do to get started with email marketing. And if you do have any questions, you can come into my This Mum Loves Tech community on Facebook and you can ask any further questions there. And finally, if getting started with email marketing is the thing that's been on your to-do list forever, but the tech keeps stopping you, you know you need to build an email list. I've obviously mentioned it today, but every time you get started, the tech just stops you in your tracks. And if you're just relying on social media to grow your business and you're missing out on growing an audience that you actually own, my Launch Your Lead Magnet User MailerLite course is here to change that. We will finally get your lead magnet launch and your email marketing work for you. It's a 6-module step-by-step course that goes through creating your lead magnet, freebie, opt-in, whatever you want to call it, with 12 live sessions for support and accountability. Sign up for the next course, open next Thursday, with bonuses for the first sign-ups, including one-to-one power hours with me. And the course kicks off on the 12th of May. The investment is $497, and there are options at the checkout to split the payment if you need to. As I said, the sign-ups aren't actually open yet, but if you would like to join the wait list, please visit thismumlovestech.co.uk/course. And you can find out more about the course and join the waitlist there. I don't know if there is anyone here joining me live, if anyone's got any questions, but Cheryl, you may have some.
I have a couple.
Excellent.
Actually, the first one you've already answered me, because I was just like, that authentication part, I remember when I did it, it did walk you through it. But I was going to say, do you have any support for those who need it? But obviously that guide, I'm assuming, will take you through it.
Yeah, so the guide takes you through what you need. And then I do have a spam to sales training, which is £7. And that literally has videos where I show you exactly where to click, exactly where to add the records, because it is a bit techie. I'm not going to lie, it is a bit techie. And it does cause a headache. So yeah, so I have created like a video walkthrough, which you can get. But you obviously need to understand what you need before you can do that bit as well. So that the guide is kind of what you need, the spam to sales training then walks you through it.
Perfect. I know we use all of the tools actually, and I know on my MailerLite account I've got one for each segment of my business. I've got 3 different accounts, And by the third one, I had it down. But the first two, I had to really purposely walk through all the instructions. It wasn't easy, but it is a one-off thing, and it is now forgotten and moved on. So I'm glad you've got that. Your tips were brilliant. I loved all of your tips. I think the thing that blew my mind, and I can't believe I didn't do this before. So you said about, obviously you can do it on the desktop and then you can download it for your phone. I know you can download it from your phone because I've downloaded it from my phone other times, but the two just didn't twig. I'm forever downloaded it to download and then whatever it in across to my phone. How stupid. So that for me, and the other way around, never thought of doing it the other way around as well. So that was a game changer for me. And I'm now like, what can I do so I can download it?
But yeah, it's just that honest, you're not the only one. That one, I always get every time I've done this this masterclass. I've mentioned it on my social media. I always get people that I just didn't think of doing that. It is a simple thing, and it's when you realize it, you're like, oh, it's obvious, but until someone tells you, it's not.
No, exactly, it's not. And I've written down so many of your tips because I'm like, oh, we don't do that. Oh, we don't do that. Or we do it slightly different, but that's a better way of doing it. This tip for searching the color on the elements, I'm going to be telling Maddie, I'm doing her a video in a minute to tell her because she's going to be doing her. One thing I was going to say is the QR codes in Canva. I didn't realize you can actually create QR codes in Canva.
Yes. Yeah.
So I still use QR Monkey and then download and upload.
Well, the only thing I'd say with the QR code in Canva, it doesn't give you any stats for it. It's just a QR code. But literally go to that when you're in the document, on the left-hand side, there's a section called apps. If you just type in QR code, you put the link in that you want, you can change the colors of it, and it will just create a QR code for you. And they've always worked for me. Yeah. And again, it just saves time with having to create somewhere else and download it. And yeah, it's like, Canva's just had a huge update, so I do need to update some of my pro tips because there's some even better ones now. Like today, I created a reel and they've got an AI voice thing, so you can literally type in your text and it will speak it for you. So I've made a reel where the AI voice spoke it because I was like, I didn't have time to record it myself. So yeah, that's a great new update. And captions now, you can do loads with video captions. So before I was using a different program because I wanted the words to pop as they spoke. Well, you can do that in Canva now. So I've ditched that other app. It's all because the video's in there anyway. So it's now in Canva and it does that whole thing of popping the letters, which is really cool.
I've seen those updates, but I haven't been in to have a look yet because I knew that I'd get carried away and spend an hour or two in there.
Yeah, no, that's good. So if you don't have the Canva update yet, they've literally just released it. It's only for like the first 1 million people or something. But if you have still got the banner at the top with the little envelopes on, if you click on the green envelope that's on the left hand side and click it 6 times, that will activate the update. But I don't know if there's any left. But if it's not, it will get rolled out to everybody in a couple of months' time. It's what they did before, is they got people hooked on them and talking about it. So then it then came out for everybody else.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, I haven't got a green envelope, so
you may have done it.
Yeah, Maddie might have done it, to be fair. Yeah. I used the same one, but the same login. We won't say that.
Won't say that.
But no, we love, I'll tell you what, all of those free tools I love, and I've written down at least 2 tips for each one that I'm going to go and start using. So that has been so helpful. And we've been using all of them for a few years now, especially Canva. I've probably been using Canva the most. So yeah, it's amazing what you can do on such a little budget as well, isn't it? It's like, as you said, I totally agree with you. Tech is there to solve a problem, make your life easier. Otherwise, why have you got it? We've got such the same approach to tech there.
Yeah, and it doesn't need to cost you a lot. Like, I mean, I the whole of the tech within my business that does the day-to-day running, like my website, my membership, all of that costs me about £35 a month, and that's it. Because I don't have a huge budget. You know, a lot of time when you are starting out, you don't have budgets to spend hundreds of pounds a month on systems that you don't know if you're going to then sell anything to get back that money. So you want stuff that you can start off with at as lower cost as possible, and that still have all the features you need. And there are so many great platforms out there that are free or low cost that give you all of this stuff. And then if you decide you do want to invest in something like an all-in-one system or something later down the line, you're hopefully at a point where you've got clients in where you know you're going to cover that cost anyway.
Exactly. No, I love it. We are getting close to the threshold for MailerLite now. Although I do want to go and have a call, because I'm pretty sure that we've got dead contacts in there, so I need to go through and tidy it up.
Yeah, I mean, you can do that within MailerLite. It will show you your inactive subscribers for the last 6 months, year, or whatever, and you can either send them through a system, like you can set up an automation where they go through a series of emails, and if they don't open them, it then unsubscribes them, or you can just take them off. Whatever you want to do.
That is so clever. Tech is just too clever. Love it. Well, I'm going to go and do that when I figure out how to do it. So I should go and have a look for that. But no, this has been so helpful, and I know our clients will all find it really helpful as well. And I know we've already got quite a few people bursting in to watch the recording, so cannot wait to share. Thank you so much. Was there anything else you wanted to share with us before we finish up?
No, I think that's it. If you have got any questions, like I said, come over to this Mum Loves Tech Facebook community. But I'll send you the link, Cheryl. So if you want to put it with this recording, then people can get that email marketing made easy guide or find out more about the course.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll add all the links you've shared. And where's the best place to connect with you social media wise?
I'm everywhere. Oh, hold on. If I go one more over, I think I've got the last page. So yeah, this Mum Loves Tech. I'm everywhere. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. So whatever platform you prefer to be on, you will find me there too.
Cool. And you've got the same name across them all.
I have got the same name across them.
I think we have as well now, because we didn't used to, but we do now.
It just makes it easier for people to find you. It's connected. It's the same as my domain name. So, you know, it's all about brand identity and people being able to find you wherever they are, not where you want to be as well.
No, it definitely is. And I think the only reason we had, I think it was Twitter, was always different because I couldn't get enough characters. That was the only reason.
That's one I don't do. I don't do X.
Yeah, no, we don't do. Oh, yeah, it's not culture.
Yeah. But you can find me most other places. I haven't ventured into TikTok yet, but I have got an account set up. I just don't use it.
Yeah, Snap. I just look at horse things on there. Carl, well, thank you so much. This has been such a brilliant session, and really appreciate you coming along and sharing all of your top tips and your wisdom with us. It's been brilliant. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Thank you for inviting me.